So, Madam Speaker, in the 17 pages of this statement to Parliament by our Prime Minister, there is not one mention of Te Tiriti or Waitangi in this speech, which is ironic given that the bill that the Prime Minister neglected to even mention is the most submitted on bill in the history of this country. Not to mention it's also the thing that allows for this Parliament to even stand in the first place, and it's also the thing that gives him the ability to even be the Prime Minister in the first place. But the Prime Minister is so ashamed that he doesn't even mention it. He isn't showing his face at Waitangi. He won't go out and greet the 100,000 people on the lawn, and now he won't even mention the words Te Tiriti or Waitangi. Shame. Because just because you refuse to acknowledge Te Tiriti doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And just because he refuses to honour it doesn't mean that there isn't another government and another Prime Minister, maybe on that side of the House, that actually will acknowledge the agreement that this House and his forebearers signed. And I knew the Prime Minister wouldn't mention the one thing that roughly 6% of the people that he purports to represent care about. So let's talk about the things that he did think were important enough to mention in his speech. He wants to talk about growth. Well, let's talk about an inconvenient truth when it comes to growth. The fields that he wants to farm on, the mines that he wants to ram raid, the streams that he wants to pipe underground, the mega prisons that he wants to build and fill my people up with, they all rest on stolen land. Let's talk about our international reputation. The way that this government has treated its Indigenous people has made us the laughingstock of this planet. We were once known for punching well above our weight, and now we're just known for punching down on the first people that were on this whenua. It's like Air New Zealand back in the day when they wanted to put the korua all over their plane, but they didn't want to let their own kaimahi wear tāmoko. In the words of Helmut Modlik from Ngāti Toa yesterday in the hearings, this bill that he won't even mention is an international embarrassment. So how are we supposed to do all these trade deals and all of this growth around the world when we're just a laughingstock? When the world is watching, they don't even know the Prime Minister's name. You know what name they do know? That name over there, Hanarāwhiti. Now let's talk about international treaties. New Zealand has signed up to 1,900 treaties. We are a party to 1,900 treaties. And the one that founded our own parliament is the one that our government does not give a toss about. The Prime Minister didn't mention the embarrassment of that bill, but he did mention the Regulatory Standards Bill, and let's put this on the record, because the Treaty Principles Bill, yeah, it's going to die, but there are other bills that this government has signed up to and agreed to legislate within their coalition agreement, the Holy Coalition Agreement, that will impact our laws, which will remove Te Tiriti as a law-making principle within this country. So you can get up there and you can talk to the media and you can talk to the people and say that the treaty's not going anywhere, we're not doing anything to the treaty. You are. And people aren't stupid, and that's why the Regulatory Standards Bill was also one of the most submitted on bills, consultations from a government department in the history of this country. So that will be your legacy, Prime Minister. That will be your legacy. Mobilising and agitating the entire population to get rid of him. And that will be his legacy. And his own forebearers have warned him. Marilyn Waring, Chris Finlayson, even Roger Douglas are all saying, what the heck are you fellas up to? That will be the legacy that you guys continue. And it's like Chris Finlayson said yesterday, this Parliament It can make laws, but it is not omnipotent. And Christopher Luxon, you are not God, and you cannot change the facts, history, or the founding of this country, and the government should stop acting like they are more important than the people that were first here and the agreement that established this rotten place.